Hey y'all, how's it going? My name is Peanut, and welcome back to Satisfactory. We're working on the big factory again today. I know last episode we redid our coal situation, so I've got a double the power that I had before. And now we are going to be utilizing that power to build our big factory. One thing that I did want to do is actually finish these lines of smelters. Because when I initially made the lines of smelters, I made them shorter than they technically need to be. Because I wanted to just have, like, get it up and running as soon as possible instead of, like, actually doing the full amount of stuff I need to do. I'm gonna scratch that and actually do the full amount of stuff that I need to do. So, I'm gonna build some more smelters. It's actually not a ton more. I think it's only like, what's like 22 more per line-ish. So, that'll take a little bit. I have connected up all of my new smelters, and I have come to a problem. It was fairly easy to sort out how many smelters I would need for iron versus how many smelters I will need for copper. But I realized that I need to build 452 constructors, and I don't know, how many constructors I need for each thing that needs to be constructed. So, we have a dilemma. Because I don't think that that page that I had in Satisfactory Calculator saved. I guess I could check that real quick. I seem to have fixed my problem. Fortunately, well, unfortunately, it did not save, but this is interesting. I did write down my desired output items that I put into it initially, which means that I was basically able to produce the same production map. So, I produced the production map, and it was very confusing, so I had to spend a little time rearranging it. So, here's the first production map that that was produced. I will put it will go up on the screen now. And then here's the one that I rearranged. I sort of made it, easier to read, but also I spent some time laying it out so that it would be, like, in the right order. Because there were places in that old map where there were, like, miners in the middle of the map, and I'm like, no, so I put all the miners on the side, and then, like, arranged everything the way that it's supposed to go. So now, I know how many constructors I need for each item. Well, I've gotten the numbers of constructors I need for each individual thing. But first, I thought it would probably be a good idea to figure out where all the constructors are gonna go. My initial idea was for them to be... I would like to have, like, conveyor belts coming out over the water occasionally, and then maybe having it be broken up by different things, and I'm probably gonna move this, actually. Because it's in the way of the space that I want to use for other things. And honestly, I don't really need the space elevator to be up right now. So I think I'll probably move the hub, like, here-ish. The hub and all that stuff for now. I'll put the hub, like, right there. Doesn't really matter where it goes, it just needs to be down so that I have a place to respawn. So I've already determined that this is gonna be the smelting area. The smelting tower, if you will. So above this iron floor is gonna be a copper floor. And then, like, probably above the copper floor I'm gonna have foundries. So an amount of the iron that I bring in needs to go up to the foundries, but that is for a later time as well. Probably for the constructors, I'm gonna, like, floor plan stuff out with these 1-meter walls. So my constructor area, I kind of want to have, like, a little bit of an alley between the two buildings so that I can have, like, 2 different buildings. And, like, different machines will occupy each building. Different categories of machines. So here, and going sort of this way, I'm gonna have constructors. Because my idea about this is that it's eventually gonna kind of look like a city of factories. And I wanted the constructor thing to be close enough because there are gonna be resources going directly from these into the constructor factory, like limestone and stuff, to be made into concrete. I know I need to make this platform bigger, but I'm just trying to figure out if I want it to be longer this way. And I think I do. I don't really want it to be too long because I don't want it to interfere with me needing to figure out how to bring in fluid trains. So I think I'll just have it be this much longer. So that, like, a fluid train station would come in right here. If I need that. And then I'll probably take this one down, and that will be the sort of boundary on these 2 sides of our constructor situation. So I'm gonna go through the rigmarole of making this larger. I also had a different idea for the constructors, and when I thought of this idea, I was like, I'm probably gonna go back and do that to the smelters as well, but I think I want to have them in smaller groups of 10, instead of, like, what the smelters are in now, is just, like, a big line of, like, 52. I kind of want to have them in, like, smaller groups of 10, because I feel like that'll be easier to manage, and it'll also be easier to count and easier to decorate. Because in the end, I want this to all look, like, really nice and pretty. And, like, I'm sorry to those of you who enjoy long lines of the same machine, but that's not particularly very pretty unless you're really good at aesthetics, and I'm not that level of good at aesthetics to make something like this look, like, aesthetically pleasing in a way that isn't just look at this bastion of production. I still don't think this is enough space, because constructors are bigger, and I want to try to have 1 floor for each item, and the thing that I need the most constructors for is screws. At 240, which is a lot. I made it a decent amount bigger. The idea is that I would have, like I explained earlier, it would be 1 floor per, like, item that the constructors are making. And I kind of want the first floor to actually be concrete, for reasons of it making it easier to bring in from these. So, if I want the first floor to be concrete, then the concrete input can come in, like, right here. Maybe not right there, actually. Probably bring the concrete input in, like, here. So this could be where the concrete comes in, and then it would feed down here into a series of 88 constructors. Just because it's the first thing, it's the thing that requires the least processing, because it's like, the floor for copper wire is probably going to be underneath the floor for copper cable. Or those might be on the same floor because I don't need as many constructors for them. Or I'll probably put them on separate floors because this is going to scale up at a later date. I'll figure that out when I come to it. For now, I need to know something that 88 is divisible by. I mean, obviously 8. I could have 11 groups of 8, but I kind of want to have them in groups of 10. I want to see if I can fit 10 constructors in this space here. If I can't, then I need to... I probably can't. I'm probably gonna need to move this down more, but we will see. Yeah, that's 5 right there, so I'm probably gonna need to move that, like... here? I think here is good. So the conveyor belt will go down here, and through, hopefully, 8 groups of 10. Well, this is a veritable sea of constructors. This is more than the amount that I actually need. I ended up building 100, but I only needed 88. So I haven't actually, like, I've connected all the conveyor belts here, but I didn't connect it to this yet. Although, I guess it doesn't really matter, like, how many I have, except that they'll be more efficient if they're only getting the amount that they need. So, yeah, each of these sort of cells is 10, and I have 10 of those cells. This one's not connected, so I have 9 of those cells. So this would be my 88, and then, like, 88, and then 89, 90, and I can dismantle that, and it'll just be 88. For now. I'll need more later. Like, I probably will need more later. This... like, this floor of this is eventually going to be processing probably all of the limestone on the map into concrete, because concrete's the only thing you need to process limestone into. And I did, like, take a conveyor out of this wall hole here. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is sort of taking this one main line sort of bus conveyor belt and snaking it around. And I might have conveyors come in on top of it. And then, like, after this row is finished all the way to the end, then it'll go down and then loop around to another row. But we'll figure that out a little later. For now, I just want to get as close as I can to having everything ready that needs to be ready for me to build the next stuff that I need for the space elevator. I tried to look into the corner to name the actual things, but they're not up there. I need modular engines and adaptive control units, and I need a lot of iron process. There's a lot of factory stuff to make that happen at the rate that I want it to happen, and that's why we're starting this now instead of later. So this is concrete for now. I need to build a floor above it, which is going to be probably screws. And that is going to have a logistics floor. Like, I think I'm going to have a logistics floor between every 2 floors, like I said that I wanted to have for my smelters. So everything that outputs from these constructors is going to go up onto a middle floor that will be handling concrete and iron. And some of that iron's going to go up and be distributed between, like, all of the iron floors. It's gonna split to go to every iron floor. But for now, I don't have those floors made. That's gonna take a long time. So, I wanted to pivot this episode, because I'm currently recording this on Saturday, which is the day this episode is supposed to come out. I'm a little... I guess I'm not behind, but I'm a little, close. So I wanted to pivot, because I'm not going to be able to finish all that in this episode. I do not nearly have enough time to do that. So we're going to go figure out some decoration and probably expand this or figure out something different with... I think I'm going to end up figuring out something different with how the trains are going to happen. Because I think what I want to actually end up doing is bring this... like, have this be where the stations are, and then probably expand this platform more that way, and have the stations be sort of up against the rock formation, and then at the entryway between those 2 rock formations will be like where the stations are laid out, and then everything will come down. Because I think I'm changing my ideas for, like, how I want the trains to be. And I think what I'm gonna do is have one station for each resource except uranium. And those stations for each, resource are going to have one track for each resource. And that track is going to go all the way around the map, but there will be multiple trains on that track. Kind of like how sometimes when you go to an amusement park, they have like multiple trains running on a single roller coaster. So that's the plan. I feel like that will be better than what my initial plan was, which was to just have the 3 stations and then have like one train gather from 6 ore nodes. And like it not mattering which ore nodes. But now I can have like I can designate sort of sectors of the map. And in each sector, I will have a station for each resource. And that will be like only the trains that are going to that resource will go to that station. I feel like in the end, like at the beginning it's going to be less efficient. Because it's going to require more building, but then when I have everything done, it's going to be better. At least that's the hope. It might be nice to see if I can test. There's another idea crossed my mind. Having a train station at every ore node or, like, fluid node on the map. So, like, I would have... Not here, obviously, because this is my coal for my power plant, but, like, I'd have... Probably not for this one either, but as an example, I'd have, like, a train station right there to collect from this limestone node, because if I'm running, say, like, 4 trains on the one track, and I have a train come in, stop here, and then maybe it takes, like, 5 minutes for the next train to get there. Or maybe it takes, like, 10 minutes for the next train to get there. Then I have... If I'm doing 120 limestone per minute and it takes 10 minutes for the train, that's 1,200 limestone that it's taking each train. And then, depending on how long the trains are, they would hopefully be full, or very near to full, by the time they get back here. What might end up happening is that the trains would get full, and then they'd stop picking up at some point. I don't know, I might have to... I'm trying to finagle a way to do this train thing where I won't have to figure out signaling. Okay, I've figured out what I'm gonna do with the trains up here. So what I'm gonna have them do is sort of have this line of 3 in the middle-ish be the center, essentially. And there will be 5 stations on each side. And each of those stations will go, like, an opposite direction around the map, basically, and then loop back and then come into whatever the station is. It could also be a good idea, though, to have 10 stations on each side, but I don't think I have the available space for that. But we can definitely see. It actually does seem like I have enough space, so that might be a good idea. To have 10 stations on each side, so each station is only serving half the map instead of the whole map. Because that could hopefully be a little bit more efficient. Because this right here, this, like, line that I have, it goes a long way, but it's more than enough space. This, I believe, is 70 foundations long? It might be 69. But each, I counted earlier, in each station takes up about 5 foundations. So, like, 5 and a little bit, and then I just added 6, like, I rounded it up to 6, because the space that's left for the 5 foundations, I don't know if that is enough to finagle things with conveyor belts, so I didn't want to worry about that. Then again, I do have the space to have, like, a little bit of a logistics floor underneath here. But I don't think that's really necessary, because each station is only going to be dealing with one type of resource. So that shouldn't be something that I absolutely need. But now I'm a little bit more worried about having enough horizontal space. Though I could definitely make this side go like a level up so that I don't have to deal with that cliff right there. And then I know that I'd have enough horizontal space. But for now, I'm gonna finish building out this part of the foundation. My idea is for the trains to have probably 2 freight cars, and then if I need more trains coming in, then I'll just make more trains, because then the stations don't have to be ridiculously long. I could even have the trains only have 1 freight car. Then the stations don't need to be super long, and I just have 1 freight car to deal with, and then I can just build more trains. I think that would be better in the long run. Possibly, but I mean, we'll trial and error it. We'll just have to be trial and erroring it on an extremely large scale. Oh, I can make heavy modular frames. Okay, that's something that I was thinking about. I can only make 1, though. I need more screws. But if I get more screws, I wanted to see if I could finish Pipeline Engineering Mark II today, and see if that fixes the issue that I'm having with the couple of coal generators in the middle of each line not getting enough water. The hope is that it would fix that problem, because, like, if I go to my power tower over here, it's still really spiky up here, and it's not like the smooth increase and decrease that would be there because of the geothermal generator that I have on that one geyser. So I wanted to see if Mark II pipes would fix that problem, or if they will not. So I got the plastic and rubber, and, as we have just learned, I can craft heavy modular frames in here. So I'm gonna go grab some screws, and probably some more steel pipes, because the only steel pipes I have are the ones in my depot. So I'll probably do that and then come back, see if we can't make the heavy modular frames and unlock Mark II pipes, switch out the pipes in my power plant to the Mark II pipes. And hopefully that will fix the uneven power problem. Okay, I'm actually over here by my SAM node. I'm gonna do my crafting here, because it'll be easy for me to go grab more pipes if I need to, and more reinforced iron plates if I need to, but I think that my bottleneck is actually just gonna be the screws, because it's 120 screws. I don't have space in my inventory. Let's get rid of some rods. This is probably gonna take a little bit. I have crafted enough heavy modular frames, so here we go. I'm gonna talk to Ada.
Milestone reached. Pipelines and pipeline pumps can now be upgraded to Mark II. They are like Mark I, but better.
Whoa.
Pipes seem to be objects of fascination to humans. In fact, there are recorded instances of humans doing nothing but thinking about pipes for hours.
Huh. I think that that's meant to be a joke of some kind. We're gonna go make these pipes Mark II, if I can. Hopefully I can. And see if that improves the power situation. I need plastic. I should just be able to do that, though. Okay, well, I need to go grab more plastic, which should not be too hard. Though I do need to get a new plastic situation up and running relatively soon. Because currently I am bogged down by residual byproducts. Hopefully it should work if I just make these main pipelines Mark II and not the side ones. Like the ones that actually go into the machines. Okay, everything's green. I like to see everything being green. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, my thought was either that was gonna be a really easy fix, where I just replace them and it's automatically good now, or it was gonna be something where I'd have to do some weird finagling and build another water extractor, but it seems like it's all steady now. Like, I don't see any blinking or anything. And yeah, that's the sort of token ramp that you get out of the geothermal generator. So it should be fine now. It should be stable. Yeah, look at that. It's just the zigzag from the geothermal generator. That's beautiful. Well, now that I know for a fact that my coal generator, my coal power plant's gonna be underneath my train station area, I can actually get to the decorating part of this, because I didn't want to really start getting too into decorating my power plant until I knew whether or not the top of it was going to be covered up by a flat foundation. So now I just really need to worry about walls for it and not much else. And I might try to design some, like, supports for this train station area as well. Well, the first thing I need to do before I start any sort of decorating is actually cover it so that I know exactly what I'm working with. Because I haven't really done much super detailed decorating in this game, but I hope to get into that. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I've figured out this system of, like, building a lot of foundations really quickly. Where I just go sideways and do this. Yes, I know the smoke plumes are gonna poke up through the ground, and... That's so funny, actually. That's gonna be very fun. I feel like it would be interesting, like, if they added to the game, like, a smoke catcher or something, so that, even if that was in, like, the Awesome Shop. They added, like, a smoke catcher to the Awesome Shop, like a kind of flat thing that you can put on the underside of a foundation to catch the fumes from machines that are underneath it. Because I feel like I'm not the only person that does a decent amount of, building things right on top of other things that would benefit from something like that. Okay, I've got this all covered up, which means it's probably gonna get really dark at some point. I do want to at least sort of get a facade going here, and then maybe, like, this part here, because what I did really want to do was put... Oh, I need to pull up my decoration hotbar. Yeah, I wanted to do something like this. And then maybe have that actually go all the way up? Or, no. Because I want this to kind of be like a hallway that goes into the thing. Okay, I've sort of got that thing going on, but I want it to be a little bit more, like, curved? I don't know if that's possible. Or maybe even, like, a diagonal. I don't know if that is a thing that can happen. Could probably do something like that. And that. So maybe have a beam go... Nope, that didn't work. Okay. Well, I thought that those were beam connectors, but apparently not. A metal beam go across here. Well, I need silica for windows, but I wanted to kind of do like a window through, well, and it's not going to be showing up anymore because that fell in the water. I guess I'll go get some silica. That's going to be a little bit of a trek. Oh! There's a diagonal... Okay, that's awesome. Hold on. There's a diagonal. It changes everything now that I know that there's a diagonal mode. Oh, okay. I need to put a... I need to make like a temporary foundation out the back here so that I can look at it from a distance. Aw, see, that's nice. I like that. Is this Z fighting? It is. So maybe we take this and make it one of the metal beams instead? It's gonna be less Z fighting, but I'm gonna need to put something in the middle. Let me put a metal beam down the center. I guess up the center. Can I not rotate it? There we go. Ooh, I like how that looks. I'm falling in the water. Yeah, I like how that looks. Got the open window, which I might at some point try to, that was cool. Wait, hold on. It tinks when you run into it like you're running into glass. That's so good. That's so good. Oh, I've gotta do it on this side too, I think. Well, no, that's different. Hold on. I kind of like how that looks, but it wouldn't fix the problem up here. How it looks if I do it, like, right in the middle. Yeah. I like how that looks in the window, but it doesn't fix my problem at the top. So I might need to find something else to put there. He's just putting a beam connector there. No, because those are Z fighting now. Maybe I can put a beam connector on top of the iron one. There we go. Beautiful. With the concrete foundations and the falling in the water. Okay, I like that. I want this to go away now. And figure out something else with that. I don't think that's gonna be very easy though, so I'm gonna put these back. But I like that, and I think I'm gonna do 1 meter foundations from the top of this. Yeah, something like that, but not exactly like that. Yeah, so does that look bad from the other side? Not really. It just kind of looks like foundation. I could probably put this here if I want to hide it really bad. And then I think I'll make that one my orange color. Well, maybe not the orange. Maybe let's do the yellow. I'm kind of liking the purple and yellow. Yellow. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the purple and yellow. Yeah, that's nice. It hides the edge of the foundation well, and it doesn't make it look like the window is shorter than it's technically supposed to be. And then this kind of acts as a bit of a doorway. Okay, I changed it so that the metal beam down the middle isn't going all the way down. It's just going to the middle. Because I wanted to make it... This isn't an entrance. Like, this is not meant to be a human entrance. So... I actually kind of want to see about putting a wall in the middle here. This is really supposed to just be an entrance for the conveyor belts. I had to change the barrier that I was using. I was accidentally using the wrong barrier, which wasn't the one that lets you put a wall, like, right on top of it. It does let you put a wall on top of it, but not well. And that's not even, like, a good wall. Hold on. It's weird that this isn't working the way that I'm used to it working. I should just put conveyor walls here. Like, there. Woo. Okay, we have walls. Sweet. Okay. So, like I said, not meant to be a human entrance, just meant to be a conveyor belt entrance, so, bam, I slam into the wall. That's fine. Still don't like where those conveyor walls are, though. Okay. I had to do a little weirdness to where, like, this is technically not actually flush with the floor. But it's not something that you're gonna notice, really. Okay, I kind of short up the sides a little bit, made there a beam in the middle, and I might even put signs on there to make light happen. But we'll see about that. I need to figure out a way to cap these off in a sort of satisfying way. Or I could just have them go all the way up. I haven't decided on that yet. If you want to make your voice heard in the comments as to if you think it would look better going all the way up, or if you have any ideas on how to cap it off, or even, like, if you know how I could go about making sort of like a rounded situation, that would be awesome too, but I don't know how possible that is. It would be really cool to have like a rounded situation and then have these sort of like fan out. Like, that's sort of what I'm envisioning in my mind, but I don't know if that's possible within the bounds of this game. But if it is, let me know, and I can do that. Okay, I did want to put an extra beam connector down there, but it also might look better as a double beam connector. So, let's see... This is really just like a very minor tweak that I'm doing, but... No, that's not happening. I need to probably go up here to make that do what I want it to do. Maybe? No? Okay, well, this is going away for now. To see if I can do the thing that I'm trying to do. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay, now I have to replace everything. That's not what it was before. Oh, I might have to go back and check my footage to see what this was before. Okay, well, that's gonna have to happen, because I just did something that, like, it was something that I liked, and then I did something and made it something that I didn't like. Okay, the footage was consulted. I know now what I did wrong when rebuilding this part. It was beam, I painted beam, metal beam, and then the painted beams at the diagonals, but they're diagonals into the metal beam. So it's a shallower diagonal. Yes. And then this beam was yellow, and there's a beam connector in the middle. There. Beautiful. Exactly back to what it was before, and back to what I liked. Alright, well, I've gotten this to a point where I like it, and I don't really want to go farther with figuring out what to do with the sides or the top until I can figure out whether or not I can make circle happen. So I think, for now, we're going to end off the episode. I hope that you have a fantastic day. And bye-bye.